After a 13-27 season, the Chicago Sky have decided to fire Teresa Weatherspoon. In the words of Vince McMahon, "You're fired!"
In one chaotic offseason, the Chicago Sky went from playoff contenders to a full-blown reality show. Angel Reese, the face of the franchise, finds herself at the heart of a scandal tearing the locker room apart. From coach firings to public callouts and players jumping ship mid-season, this isn't just about basketball anymore. This is war.
Players and other teams say I wish we drafted you.
Really?
Yes. Like teams that have drafted that were above me, that the players that got drafted above, and it was nothing against their rookies that got drafted, but they were like, I wish we were teammates. I wish we drafted you.
When WNBA legend Teresa Weatherspoon was hired, she was hailed as the one to restore the Sky's championship DNA. Instead, she lasted just one season. Sources inside the locker room said she lost control, favoring Angel Reese, allowing toxic cliques, and ignoring veteran concerns. One player anonymously told Yahoo Sports it was obvious who she was trying to please, and it wasn't the team.
Angel Reese, did she just run a coach out of town, and is she running a player out of town? Their best shooter out of town? Because Kennedy Carter looks like she's ready to book it out of Chicago.
Angel Reese has never been shy about calling herself the face of women's basketball. On her podcast, she bragged that teams who passed on her in the draft now regret it. She's loud, proud, and undeniably talented. But inside the Sky locker room, teammates claim it's all me. Kennedy Carter, the team's leading scorer, now barely speaks with Reese. And when Reese slapped a clipboard out of an assistant's hand during a timeout on live TV, fans saw what insiders had whispered for months.
Now, Marina Mabrey, she's already flown the coop on this team, and it was quote-unquote because of culture. Well, what happened to the culture? Who torched the culture? Who's selfish on the team that would cause the culture to melt down?
Kennedy Carter, who averaged 17.5 points per game, now seems more interested in leaving than leading. Despite her performance, Coach Tyler Marsh barely mentioned her during a press conference. When asked about Carter, he dodged specifics. Meanwhile, fans noticed she was being benched. Her subtweet, "Y'all be coaches and GMs anyway," set social media on fire. What happened?
And Tyler Marsh did the press conference. He talked about Angel Reese. He talked about Cardoso, who I think is going to be a star in the WNBA. But he did not really mention Kennedy Carter at all, and that raised a lot of eyebrow.
Then came the flagrant. Reese fouled rookie sensation Caitlin Clark hard. The play went viral. Clark kept quiet. Reese called it a play on the ball and accused refs of favoritism. But video evidence showed otherwise. The backlash was brutal. Stephen A. Smith called it Bush League, while fans labeled Reese a sore loser.
Angel Reese is now quoted as saying, "I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person." She refuses to say Caitlin Clark's name. "It's because of me too, and I want you to realize."
Mid-season, veteran Marina Mabrey packed her bags. She didn't say much, but she didn't have to. "In Connecticut, we focus on basketball," she told reporters. "No drama. No politics, just hoops." A thinly veiled jab at the chaos she left behind in Chicago. That wasn't an isolated move, it was a culture crisis.
Chicago Sky franchise has been an absolute dumpster fire since winning the WNBA championship in 2021. Let's go through some of the names that have left. James Wade, who was the coach and GM, left in the middle of the season last year to go to the NBA.
With Weatherspoon gone, assistant Tyler Marsh was promoted to head coach. His first job? Damage control. But instead of addressing the issues, he deflected. Kennedy was a big part of last year's success, he said vaguely, but refused to commit to her future. He praised Reese. He praised Cardoso. But Carter? Not a word.
Dennis Parker, Emma Messman, Courtney Vandersloot, Allie Quigley, Clea Copper was traded. Azura Stevens. And then this year, after drafting Cardozo and Reese, they were competing for a playoff spot and traded Marina Mabrey, their veteran, before the Olympic break.
Camila Cardoso, a rising star, 6 feet 7 inches powerhouse, came to Chicago with massive expectations. But she was barely featured. With Reese dominating media and internal politics, Cardoso struggled for playing time and recognition. Fans are now asking, is the Sky ruining another future star by turning the team into a PR circus?
However, new Sky coach Tyler Marsh was asked about whether he sees Kennedy Carter in the big part of what he's doing in the future during an appearance on the Athletic Women's Basketball Show. Quote, in regards to Kennedy, she's a great player. She was a huge catalyst to what last year's team was able to do and accomplish, and obviously she's slated to be a free agent.
Angel Reese refuses to say Caitlin Clark's name in interviews. It's not just because of one person, she said about the WNBA's growth. The tension is real and growing. Clark, meanwhile, has remained composed, gaining fan love and league respect. Is this feud healthy competition, or is it dividing the sport?
But the focus thus far has been on players who we know are under contract this coming year, and that's where the communication has been thus far.
While the Sky descend into chaos, the Indiana Fever are rising. With leaders like Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, and executives like Kelly Kopp and Stephanie White, the Fever have built a winning culture rooted in accountability and collaboration. The Sky, meanwhile, anonymous quotes, viral clips, and open rebellion.
And I can't help but wonder, is that what happened here? Is Angel Reese and the way she wants to play, and I don't know if you've ever noticed her social media post, but she's very me, always. Me.
Chicago's once loyal fan base is fading. Players are leaving. The front office is silent. Angel Reese may have the talent, but does she have the leadership? Can Tyler Marsh restore discipline before more stars walk out? Or is this the end of the Sky, as we knew it?
According to league sources, Weatherspoon had lost the locker room because of a culture that catered to the needs of a few players. Dear Lord.
Angel Reese isn't just playing the game. She's on trial in the court of public opinion. Is she the future of the WNBA? Or the face of a franchise in flames? One thing's for sure, Chicago has lost control of its culture, and the clock is ticking.
Obviously, the players here are very experienced, and they want to keep a good environment, and they make sure that they kind of hold people accountable for that. So
the Chicago Sky was supposed to be a rising WNBA powerhouse, but within months, it all unraveled. Angel Reese, one of the league's most polarizing stars, now finds herself in the eye of a storm of dysfunction, drama, and public backlash. With coach Teresa Weatherspoon fired, teammates fleeing, and locker room feuds exploding on live TV, the question has become unavoidable. Is Angel Reese the future of the Sky, or the force that destroyed I? After drafting Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso, the Chicago Sky was riding a wave of optimism. The marketing was bold. New stars, new coach, new era. But that dream came crashing down fast. A 13-27 record, a dysfunctional locker room, and headlines dominated not by wins, but by war. Teresa Weatherspoon, a Hall of Famer, was brought in to rebuild. But after just one season, she's gone. Insiders point to fractured relationships with players, favoritism toward Angel Reese, and an environment some labeled as toxic. One veteran told Yahoo Sports anonymously, "It was obvious who Weatherspoon was trying to please, and it wasn't the team." Angel Reese doesn't shy away from attention. Whether it's brand deals, podcast hot takes, or sideline taunts, she embraces the spotlight. But leadership? That's where critics say she falls short. Reese has clashed with veterans, overshadowed teammates, and even reportedly had heated moments with coaches during games. When she slapped the clipboard out of an assistant's hand on live TV, fans were stunned. Marsh said nothing. Reese faced no discipline. Kennedy Carter, the Sky's top scorer, is already halfway out the door. Despite averaging 17.5 PPG, she's been benched, ignored in pressers, and cut out of the spotlight. During one presser, Coach Tyler Marsh name-dropped Angel and Cardoso, but not Carter. The message? Loud and clear. And Carter's subtle Twitter posts, suggests she's looking for a way out. The Caitlin Clark incident was more than just a foul, it was a flashpoint. Reese's hard hit ignited league-wide outrage. She insisted it was a play on the ball, but video footage and reaction told a different story. The league stayed silent. No fines. No suspensions. Fans and analysts called it favoritism. Meanwhile, Clark remained calm and let her game do the talking. Mid-season, Marina Mabrey, a fan favorite and veteran shooter, was traded to the Connecticut Sun. She never slammed Chicago outright, but her praise for Connecticut said everything. "We can focus on basketball here." Subtle, but scathing. The culture in Chicago, she implied, had turned radioactive. Camila Cardoso, one of the top picks, was expected to become a WNBA star. But under Weatherspoon and with Reese dominating attention, Cardoso struggled to find her rhythm. Inconsistent minutes, shifting roles, and little media attention, all while Angel Reese grabbed the headlines. Was Cardoso a casualty of this locker room power play? The Sky won the WNBA title in 2021. But since then, they've lost Candace Parker, Courtney Vandersloot, Emma Meesman, and Kalia Copper.
Why?
League insiders point to mismanagement, ego clashes, and unstable leadership. The Reese era was supposed to be the reset. Instead, it's become a full-blown reset button, with no clear plan. Tyler Marsh inherited a mess, but has done little to fix it. His refusal to publicly address the Angel Reese incidents, his silence on Kennedy Carter, and his vague post-game responses are drawing criticism. Players need leadership. Marsh, so far, is providing passivity. Public opinion is deeply split. Some say Angel Reese is misunderstood, a powerful black woman silenced by traditional media narratives. Others say she's immature, disrespectful, and destructive to team chemistry. The truth? Likely somewhere in the chaos. But the consequences are very real. With Weatherspoon gone, Reese under fire, and Carter on the verge of exit, the Chicago Sky face a brutal choice: build around Angel and risk alienating others, or blow it all up and start over. ESPN insiders believe trade talks could heat up before the All-Star break. And if Reese's brand starts costing wins, even her sponsors might take a second look. This isn't just basketball anymore, it's a battle for the future of a franchise. And Angel Reese? She's not just on the court. She's on trial in the court of public opinion. Subscribe now for more real WNBA breakdowns, no filters, no fluff, just the full story.